So today I'm gonna help you guys out. So if you guys are watching me, you're probably into real estate investing. You're probably already talking to sellers right now, getting deals on the contract and moving them in some form or fashion. See, when I went from doing one deal, buying one house every single month through wholesaling deals or hoteling deals or fixing and flipping or even rental properties, I scaled quickly, but I didn't have certain things in place to help me handle the load that I was about to carry. You see, when you get better, you'll need to do certain things. You'll need to add certain people in your life, add different softwares, or just know how to handle more so you can increase your ability. See, like right now, you might think that there's no way I can do more, or how do I do more when it just seems like I have all of these different things going on in my business. But it's just because you don't know what I know. And so today my goal is to give you a couple of things that I know to help you be able to expand your capacity. So God tells us that he's going to fill up our cup. He's going to continue to fill up our cup until it runs over. So you're going to have so much of it. So that means that the capacity that you have right now is probably going to grow. It's probably going to grow. And so today, this video is to help you grow in your real estate investing business and give you 10 things that you're not doing that can help you scale faster and be able to handle doing more real estate deals more efficiently, so that way you can make more real estate profits consistently, bigger checks, bigger deals, and be able to handle it easily. Okay, because we don't want a business that just provides us with a bunch of money and we have to work 60, 70 hours to get it. We want to be able to work a real estate business and be able to, work less, less than 40 hours a week. Be able to make $50,000 in one transaction, and it takes us a few hours. So let's talk about it. What's up, guys? It's your boy Sawan Belcher. This is me taking action right here on YouTube. Go ahead and subscribe and like this video. Now here we actually talk about how to make as much money as you want during a 30-day period of time while you cherry pick the very best real estate deals for yourself. Now I've been doing the business full time now for the last 7 years. So I'm speaking from my experience and not what I heard. Just this past week, we closed on 12 properties, raised over $1.3 million. And so we wholesaled some of them, we're fixing and flip some of them, and we're holding a lot of those as rentals. So this should give you a pretty good perspective how we're managing all of that, so we can continue to not just stop there at those deals, but we can continue to get more deals under contract. Now, this breakdown is going to essentially be adding people, okay, or it's going to be adding a process, or adding a software to what you're already doing, okay? And because what you need to do is you need to add leverage. You need to add leverage. The reason why is easy to pick up something or pick up dirt with a shovel is because the metal from the shovel is like pointed and it's like heavier and harder than your hands, but also the handle on the shovel gives you leverage to make it easier to pick up this dirt. So you can, it's easier and more efficient to use a shovel to dig out a hole than it is to use your hands because of the shovels providing you leverage. So we need to be able to use people, processes, and software in order to do more and get more done without us. Okay. Now, so one thing in our business is we have to create like a marketing funnel. We have to let sellers know what we do. Like consistently, we need people calling us. We need us to be calling people. We essentially need sellers to be raising their hand, So that means first they have to be aware of us. How are they knowing that Sawan, that Buy Try It Homes, that your company is looking to buy properties right now? Well, that's going to come from your marketing. And there are, outbound activities that we can do. RVMs, text messages, cold calls, but those things involve us. And realistically, if we want to spend more time with our family and our kids, right, you want to break into some hobbies, then you're going to need to let some of those things go. And one of my best strategies to date that continuously brings me calls, yesterday I got 2 amazing leads from these calls, okay, was physical signs. Okay, physical signs. You make a signage campaign, door hangers, billboards. You create a church fan, and you donate them to churches, and people look at that fan and they call you. You place bandit signs out. Okay, these signs get to stay in a location for a particular amount of time, and people get to see your branding. Now, you'll need to have some kind of branding behind it, because when they go to search you, online, they can say, "Ooh, I like Botride Homes," or "Ooh, I like Sawan," and they'll call you. Okay, and you need to have a way to track it, so that way you can know that this lead came in through this sign. Now, the beautiful part about these inbound leads is that, once again, you're not responsible for spending time on them. It was almost like a surprise that I got them yesterday, because once again, they just came out of the blue. I'm meeting with contractors. Boom, I get a phone call. CallRail, that's kind of like the call forwarding tool that I use. It's the phone call to my phone, and says bandit sign lead. And I'm like, "Oh, bandit sign lead, great." So I answer the phone. Miss Price is the seller's name, and we go into a 20-minute conversation right there while I'm meeting with one of the contractors at one of my new rental properties, and she hears all the banging in the background, and she's like, "Oh, are you busy?" I was like, "Yeah, I'm at a rental property right now." And this made time for me, but it also made a inbound lead, and it also built trust, because it was just like, "Oh wow, this guy is really doing it." Okay. Number 2 is, as you start to get better, in real estate investing, you're going to want to create ways to pay the people that you work for easily. Okay. Now, the first mental goal that you're going to have to overcome with paying people to help you is knowing that your job is to pay them as much as possible. See, every person that you hire should make you $50,000. Okay. So when you say, "Hey, I need you to work for me," you need to make sure that you don't just hire him for 1 job or 2 jobs or sporadically. You need to do your best to find stuff in this one particular thing and give it to him as much as possible. Because when you hire people and you make it your responsibility to feed them, they'll make it their responsibility to feed you so they can stay around, and it becomes this mutually beneficial relationship that continues to grow, manifest, and work. Okay, so let's say that you're hiring out to do maintenance for you. Okay, you don't want to have 3 different maintenance guys. You want to have one maintenance guy that's a little good at electrical, that's a little good at plumbing, that's a little good at carpentry. So that way, if you have 10 rental properties, you can call him for every single thing. Matter of fact, my main handyman, Mr. Kelvin, he's good at all of those things, and I just have the property manager send him a text message whenever we get a work order, and he goes over first. And then if he can't handle it, he calls me and lets me know who to suggest that I need, whether I need a licensed electrician or whether I need a licensed plumber at that point. But most of the time, he can handle it. But because he just gets these notifications, he feels like this is his job. He feels like, "Oh, well, Sawan typically gives me 5 or 6 of these notifications a week, so he's relying on this to pay his bills." And so when you create this system of hiring someone, and then this mentality of making sure you create a lot of jobs for them, and then you put and implement like a notification system, like I said, like a property manager sending that out, or just a text messaging system, and you put them into your system, they will work for you. Now, when it comes to paying them, I really, really prefer to pay people digitally. The best way is to have a direct deposit system with your bank, but with a lot of people that'll be 1099 with you, an invoicing system works great. have them create an invoice for all of the work that they did, have them list out each job that they did, the date that they did it and what they did, have them send it to you via email, and you pay that. And you do your best to make sure it's paid once a week, and everybody will almost budget and do the work that you need them weekly, because they're looking forward to their weekly check, their weekly stipend from you. This will help keep your business consistent and also allow you not to be doing whatever that particular thing is, whether that's changing toilets, whether that's editing videos, whether that is cutting grass. Shout out to Miss Arita and Mr. Frank. They're at one of our Airbnbs right now in Winston-Salem, 45 minutes from here, cleaning out, changing the linens, washing the linens, washing the dishes at one of our Airbnbs, because they know that's what they do. They literally just get a notification from Airbnb every time there's a check-in or check-out. They can even message the tenants, the guests that stay there, if there's something wrong. You see what I'm saying? And so you need to, once again, delegate certain things, create a mentality where you know that you're gonna get them so many jobs. I mean, that should be just like a dedicated thing. But then you also need to create like a little notification system, so that way they can feel like they're a part of the team. Now, thirdly, you need to get your accounts in order. Okay, being a real estate investor, there's so many different things you're doing. At the end of the year, you'll want to be able to account for all the things that you're doing. So me personally, each LLC needs their own account, of course. Don't have one LLC, putting money in another LLC's account. That creates a cluster at the end of the year. I wanted to curse, but that creates a cluster at the end of the year. You don't want to deal with that nightmare. And also it kind of voids the whole reason for having separate LLCs. See, like if you were to get sued in one LLC and you have all of these LLCs crossbreeding in one account, now you've opened up all of your LLCs to being liable, for what's going on in that account. So that means you're putting your whole portfolio, all of your life's work at risk, because you just didn't manage your stuff well. So each LLC needs their own account. Me personally, I make sure that my wholesaling or my deal finding, / my marketing company has its own LLC. And then my rental properties, there's typically an LLC for 10 of them. Once I get 10, then I create another LLC for 10. Or let's say I find a partner and they want to create an LLC, then I'll make sure for that LLC that me and him, right? So let's say I got a money guy and I'm on that LLC as well. So it's two people. He's bringing the money, I'm doing the operations, and we determine we're going to be 50-50 partners, right? On that LLC, I'll have one of my main LLCs, not my personal name, own 50% of that company. And then I'll have him do the same. Sometimes they're not as savvy as I am, so they might use their personal name. But that LLC will have its own account. So that way, once again, everything's separate. Everything is protected. Okay. And when you have a marketing LLC, they need to have that LLC that you wholesale out of and those kind of things needs to have a wholesale account, so your active income can go in there. If you hold rental properties in that LLC, you're going to need to have a rental property, checking account. And I did that for a while until, like I said, then I separated my marketing company from it. But then you're also going to need a savings account as well. Now, that savings account, you might put tax money in there. You might just put your 6 months of savings in there for your business, or you might put, your security deposits in there. If you do put security deposits in that savings account, create a separate one just for security deposits, just in case, for whatever reason, something were to ever happen and you get audited. It's nice to have security deposits in its own separate savings account. Okay. And then you're rocking and rolling. Now, I will say, all banks are not created equal. So be sure to find you some business banks that are good for business owners. There are some business banks who will not give you a loan if you have bad credit. But there are some business banks, if you have bad credit, but they see that you're making $500,000 a year, they're willing to put some risk on you. They won't put that loan in your personal name, but they'll put it behind your EIN because they see the deposits that you're making. They see your marketing, they see you coming into the bank, they see you depositing, they see you withdrawing. That kind of relationship is what you want in a business bank. Now, the fourth thing that could really help you is getting an assistant. Okay, this is one thing that really took me up. Okay, is getting an assistant. Now I'm gonna kind of break this assistant up in multiple ways. Okay, because one assistant is gonna be your calendar. Okay, I know it's tough because all of you entrepreneurs is hard out here. Y'all busy, not organized, but your calendar is your best friend. Okay. My barber is on my calendar. My videographer is on my calendar. My contractors are on my calendar. My private money people on my contract are on my calendar. My students are on my calendar. My wife is on my calendar. When you learn how to, use your calendar, send out invites to people, you'll become more organized. You won't guess what you have to do tomorrow. You'll be able to go to your phone, look at your calendar for tomorrow, and know exactly what you have to do. This is going to help you become a better business person. And realistically, the best business person is the one who wins. Winners win. That's just how it is. Okay. Now, secondly, you'll need an actual assistant. It doesn't have to be someone here, in the States. Maybe it could be a family member, or maybe it could be your wife, or maybe they could be virtual, somebody in the Philippines, the FA or somewhere else. But you need an assistant. Okay, if you're driving down the road and you need to send out an email, you need to be able to hit your assistant, call them real quick, or hit them with a message and say, yo, send this email for me. Yo, write this purchase agreement for me, or yo, make this doctor's appointment for me, whatever it is, because a lot of the times as a entrepreneur that's full time, you're going to have 5 things to do at one time. You might be able to handle 2 of them, but you need somebody else to help you handle the rest. And that shit, and it just is what it is. You're going to be go. And you got to have somebody to help you and assist you. Okay. Next thing, number 5, that you need to use to help you propel yourself into your future self, so that while you maximize your time and make more money doing all of these deals, is to honestly, you need to get a mentor. Okay, you need to get a mentor, and not like a mentor that's, I don't want to put a category on this. What I mean by mentor is you need to find somebody that's getting the results that you want. How much money are they making every month? That the money that you want to make? If yes, then great. They that aligns with you. Do you want them to be older than you? Are you okay with them being younger than you? Do you want them to be around the same age as you? Do they have the same spiritual goals? Are they Muslim? Are they Christian? Are they Gothic? I don't know, but do they align that way? Can you call these people anytime you have an issue? In the morning, in the evening, at night, when you get sued, when you're talking to a seller, when you're trying to create a digital product, how well diverse are they going to be able to actually mentor you? And then lastly, will they evolve into a brother? Will they evolve into a sister? Because that's what you want out of your mentors. Your mentors become your lifelong friends. People that come to funerals and say great things about you. People that end up lending to you on deals. People that refer to you as a brother. People that invite you to their family reunions. Mentors become that. And so you need to make sure that you find that right person, to help assist you along the way. Okay. Next, to make you more efficient, you need to have some go-to kind of things. You need to have some, I know for sure, this is happening. This is where I'm going. Let me give you some examples. On Tuesday at 11 a.m. for the last 10 years, I've been getting my haircut on hasn't been that long, because I think it was the year before. It's probably been 8 years. It was the year before I went full time. That's when I decided every Tuesday I was going to start going to get my haircut. But every Tuesday at 11 a.m., I get my haircut, and I get my haircut with Rodney, and that's just something that everybody knows. There's, I don't forget it. My wife doesn't forget it. My mom knows it. My team knows it, because it's just something that I do. I go to Home Depot. I don't go to Lowe's. My contractors know it. You know, my mom knows it. Everybody knows it. The ladies in Home Depot, I go to the same Home Depot all the time. Yesterday, I went into Home Depot to pick up a package that came in that I ordered online. They said, "Hey, Sawan," and they were working with somebody. "Hey, Sawan, I'll be right with you. I know what you came in to get." They stopped working with that lady, went around the counter, grabbed my stuff. They said, "Here you go, Sawan. I'll talk to you later." But when you have certain things that are just a certain way, and you're going to the same places, you're working with the same people, you have like a consistent schedule on certain things. You know, everything can't be, you know, extremely consistent like that, but some things can. You just don't have to guess about it. You'll get favor with those people. You'll get favor with those businesses. And you need to just have some things on just repeat. If you know what I mean, even just parking in a certain parking location. You know, I don't know what this thing is for you, but I promise, if you just make certain things a repeatable process, it's going to make your life easier. You just won't have to think about it. Number 8, we're talking about how do you make your life easier in business. Okay. Number 8 is with love and respect. Get you a spouse. Okay. Get you a spouse. You need a partner going through entrepreneurship with you. Okay. Entrepreneurship will take you up, it will take you down, and it will keep you there for a while. As long as you let it keep you down, it will keep you down. And you need somebody to experience the highs and the lows with you. You need somebody to let me give an example. So my wife, she's been at home for years now, way before we were full-time, maybe 2 years before I was full-time. So she's been home for 9 years, let's call it, maybe longer. But she helps me out where I'm weak. I'm not a laundry person. I love my kids, but I'm not the best person to be teaching them algebra and grammar. If you follow me on Instagram, you see every other word is spelled wrong. That's just not my strong suit. But my wife is extremely strong in grammar, and he's taught me things about sentence structure that I'm like, how do you know this kind of stuff? Because it's just so basic. Like, I just talk. Get yourself a spouse. You need a support system in your life. Okay, you need a support system in your life that can help you where you're weak, support you when you need support, give you advice when you're about to do something that they inherently know might not go well. I'm telling you, marriage is a game changer. Marriage is a game changer. That's for real. Number 9 is getting your contractors to send you video. Okay, so before I even say getting contractors to send you video daily, maybe you're the person that I need to tell that you don't have to hang up the blinds. You don't have to go to the tenant's house and unstop the toilet. Okay, don't do that kind of stuff. Now, the way I came up with me not doing it, because I did it. I painted my houses. I was putting sinks in and faucets in. I was doing that kind of stuff. But one thing I learned at the car dealership that I had to bring myself back to after I went full time might not be worth your hourly wage. Okay, so let's say that you do the math on your income and you determine how many hours you work that week, and then you divide your income by the hours you work that week, and you determine your hourly wage is, let's call it $100 an hour. And somebody has an issue at one of your properties. I don't know what it is. They might say that a bulb is out, air filter needs to be replaced or something like that. So let's say the air filter needs to be replaced. Instead of you going to get the air filter, would it be beneficial just to have a guy who went and got them for you? Because let's just say the air filter cost him $25 and this is just a gas run for him. So he said it'll cost him $40, and it takes him 20 minutes to go to the store. It takes him another 20 minutes to go to the house and another 20 minutes to get home. That's an hour. So it costs you $60, but your hour is worth $100. That should tell you that you don't need to be changing air filters. It's okay to delegate those things out. You need to be focused on the income driven skills in your real estate business, which is marketing, making offers, raising money, whether that's dispositioning your deals or talking to people who can actually give you money, lend you money. Delegate those things out. You don't need to be cutting grass, and with respect, just so you know, I can remember having 40 properties, having somebody cut my grass, and then for some reason deals dry up for a month and I say, okay, you're not going to cut my grass. I'm going to get out there and I'm going to go cut my grass. Okay. You know, I've always been the person to buy capital, to buy equipment and those kind of things. So if something needs to get done, and for whatever reason I have to take this opportunity to do it, to get myself through something, absolutely we're doing it. But while we're in the spring season, while we're in the summer season, okay, while we're in the fall, we got to give those things to other people. We got to give those things to other people. And when you give it to them all in one place, so they can know that they are part of the team. So I call that Slack. It's a software. That's where the whole team communicates. So when Ahmad cuts the grass, he takes a picture, he puts it in Slack. When Miss Arita cleans the Airbnb, she takes a picture, she puts it in Slack. When Mr. Jesus, it's always weird saying his name because it's spelled Jesus, but he's Hispanic. So I hate calling him Jesus, and it's weird saying Jesus. I don't know, it's weird. So I call him Jose. So when Mr. Jose, you know, finished the job for today, he takes a picture, he puts it in Slack. Okay, having your contractor send you pictures daily will help free up your time, because what you need to be doing, once again, is marketing to sellers, making offers, analyzing deals, raising money. And you have to do that from the seat in meetings and at the RIA meeting, you know what I'm saying? And local groups and stuff like that. You can't always be over at these properties, you know. You got to make some time to do the income driven activity so that way you can keep the income coming in. And lastly, number 10 is don't forget the property manager. Okay, now my progression with rental property has been, I managed up till, I thought I was going to stop at 10. Okay, I told myself once I get 10, I'm gonna get a property manager. For some reason, once I hit 10, I did not stop. I continued to manage. And then I got to 20, I continued to manage. And then I ended up getting to 30 and I said, well, this is crazy. So by the time I got the property manager, number one, I realized that the first property manager I hired probably wasn't gonna be the best. But secondly, because I had managed my property before, I knew what to expect. I knew how to train them, because you're hiring them. So that means even though they're a company in itself, you still have to be a leader. You still have to say, hey, I want to meet every week. I know how much a toilet costs I know how much a toilet costs, so you can't charge me $300 for a toilet. I know they're $99 and the labor fee on installing a toilet is $100, so you can't charge me $300. So I'm gonna sub that out myself if you can't get that done. You know, I know the eviction process. I can file eviction once they're 10 days late. So we need to be filing evictions on the 15th. You know what I'm saying? I know on the 5th of the month we can charge a late fee, and the maximum late fee allowed is at 10% of their rent. You know what I'm saying? That was the beautiful part. But I did also understand that it might take me a couple property managers to find the right property manager. Don't give up on finding a property manager for your rentals because you have one inky dink, of a bad person. Realistically, it's gonna take you going through 2, 3, 4, 5, 10, how many ever people, contractors, realtors, appraisers, surveyors, banks, lenders, whatever, in real estate. You have to be willing to go through those people to find the right person for you. And then you have to be encouraged and stay in business long enough to find those right people. But when you do, those things will align. You need property managers. Them collecting $1,000 in rent and getting paid $100 for a month's worth of work is pennies compared to you picking up another rental and another rental and another rental. That's pennies, because you're picking up $1 million of assets at a time versus them picking up $100. Would you want to have the $1 million problem, or would you want to have the $100 problem? Once again, determine what your hourly worth is determine what your hourly wage is worth and pick that for yourself. Okay. Now I'm sure there's other little small things that we can help you solve. And if you have an issue that you need to help solve, drop it in the comments. I'll drop a suggestion for you and tell you what I'm doing. But remember that in order for you to make $100,000 a month, it does not require you to work 80 hours a week. You can accomplish it in 40. One of my good friends, Jamel, he accomplished it with just working 3 days out of the week. So he's working 20 hours a week, and he makes over $100,000, a month. And we need each other to help share our experiences to help everybody get to that. So if you guys want to learn more about real estate investing, right? Whether that's through wholesaling, rental property, fix and flip property, Airbnb, or group homes, go ahead and like and subscribe to this video, and we'll see you guys on the next one. Peace, y'all.